Hey, 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 blessings upon you and your day. I pray that you are having a wonderfully blessed day wherever you are, whether it's morning, midday, evening, or night. I pray that you're having a wonderful day and that you know that you are so special to God. You're so special. Your life is valuable. Your life has meaning, that you mean something to this world. And a lot of times that gets lost in translation for a lot of people. A lot of people don't understand the value that they have for the value that they bring to this world. And so that happens because as we say, life happens. Life has a way of hitting us in ways that can kind of like really, shake us to our core. And if you're not rooted and founded in God, it can be very difficult to recover from that. Sometimes people find themselves almost impossible to recover, but relationship with God is one of those things that is so key and has been so helpful for me in just understanding that even though life happens, my life still has purpose. And in life happening, whatever it happens, that there's purpose in that pain. There's purpose in that process. And I have to ask God to show me the lessons that He's teaching me throughout all of it. I'm constantly reminded of Romans 8:28 that all things work together for my good, for our good. One, because I love God or we love God. And two, because we're called according to His purpose, or I'm called according to His purpose. So I have to constantly remind myself of that. I have to constantly remind myself that all things are working together for my good. All things are working together for my good. Even though it may not look like it in this moment, even though it may not be turning out the way that I thought it should go, but that God is using everything in this process, everything that's happening. Because one, because I love Him, and two, because I'm called according to His purpose. So I love God and I'm called according to His purpose. So everything in my life is in divine alignment. And that has to line up with God's plan and purpose for my life. And so I have to understand that. I have to understand that. So I want to encourage you today to understand that life happens. So let me just share with you a little bit. I'm Dr. Tiffany Lyght. You are joining me on Women in Ministry TV, where we have anointed vessels that get on to share what they've gleaned from the Word of God to encourage you in life, to encourage you in love, to encourage you in marriage, to encourage you in business, to encourage you in entrepreneurship, to encourage you, And so we're so glad to be a part of this platform. We're glad for Overseer Jacqueline Battle, who saw fit to obey God and the mandate that He put upon her life to develop this platform of Women in Ministry TV, to be obedient to the call. And so we thank God and we celebrate her. So as you're lifting up your prayers, lift her up in prayer, lift up Women in Ministry TV in prayer, because God is doing a great work. And as you know, the ministry requires money. It requires finances. So just pray that all of the resources, everything that is needed for the ministry work to go forth, that God will move. God will bring everything that's needed for the work of the ministry, for Women in Ministry TV, and just all ministries that are doing the kingdom work of God. And so we're so thankful. Lift her up in prayer. Lift up the vision that God has given her, that God will have destiny helpers to come along and to continue to assist her in the vision, to continue to assist her in what He's called her to do and what He's chosen her to do, and called her into the kingdom for such a time as this. So continue to keep her in your prayers as well. And let's talk about life happening. Let's talk about life happening. How many of you know that life really does happen? It really happens. And when it happens, it can really, like I shared earlier, just really shake you to your core. I think about the fact, and one of the things that I deal with on a continual basis is the fact that both of my parents are deceased. And that's something that I deal with on a continual basis because I miss my parents. And I was very thankful, and I am very thankful for them and for their lives. I tell people that I couldn't have prayed for better parents. Not because my parents were perfect, but they were just the perfect parents for me. They were the perfect parents that I needed in order to navigate life and to do what and God knows what he's doing when he brings your parents together to create you. And so I'm so very thankful for them. And even though they're not here, I celebrate their life. I try to honor their life and their legacy by how I live. But that doesn't mean that I don't feel the effects of them not being here. I don't feel the effects of not being able to call and dialogue with them, or call and share what's going on with my life, now with my marriage, and all the good things that God is doing in life and marriage. And so just for them to be able to be here in these times and in these moments would be such a blessing to me. But I also understand that God's plan and purpose for life, that his ways are not like my ways, neither are his thoughts my thoughts. So in that, I understand that, yeah, I miss my parents, and yes, I would want them to be here, but I do have to understand that there's a higher purpose. And so I understand also that he used them to bring me here, that they're the reason that I'm here. And so, and my brothers as well, they're the reason that my brothers and I are here. So I'm very thankful for them. I'm very thankful for their life. I'm very thankful for the values that they instilled in me. But it doesn't mean that I didn't feel life happening when they pass. It doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt even to this day when I think about them sometimes. And I still cry. I still miss them. I still have moments where it's very emotional, but I can assure you that it is because of God and having relationship with him that I've been able to get through it all, that I've been able to understand that, yes, it may hurt me. Yes, I may cry, but I still have hope, and I'm still in his hands, and his plans for me are good, and his plans for me, I have a hope and an expected end. And so I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for that. So I wanted to encourage you. I just wanted to encourage you to know that life happens. And in life happening, that does not mean that you still cannot thrive, that you still cannot live your best life, that you cannot live God's best for you. And so in the series that I'm doing, Thrive in 2025, I want you to understand that, yes, you're thriving. Yes, life is great, but life still happens. And when life still happens, that doesn't mean that you're not still thriving. When life still happens, that doesn't mean that it's still not working together for your good. It's a perspective. It's how you see it. It's how you understand that everything that's happening, everything, God has a plan and a purpose for it. And just ask him to show you that plan and that purpose for whatever it is that he's doing, whatever it is that he's wanting you to see in the lesson, whatever it is that he's wanting you to understand with what's going on in your life right now, with what's happening in your life right now. I was just sharing the other day with my husband, just sharing how I really miss my parents and how I really wish they were here. And I think about them now, and even as I'm talking about this, I'm just really thinking about them. Just I can see them, I can hear their voice, just as clear. But I know that I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful just for them. I'm so thankful for life. I'm so thankful for the life lessons that they taught me. And I'm so thankful for the insight that God used them to give me about people and life and learning and guarding my heart and protecting my peace and being about business and not giving up when adversity comes and not losing heart because life happens. They were the people that showed me that, adverse situations can come. Life will happen to you, but it's how you respond that dictates, how you go through it. They showed me how to go through the adversity. They showed me how to deal with crises in your life, and it's your response. Are you going to cower down, or are you going to step up to the plate and keep moving and hold your head up high? I learned those lessons through my parents, through them not cowering down, through them holding their head up and staying the course and keeping the faith and trusting God. Even when things didn't look like it was going to work out, still trusting God and God still showing himself strong. I learned all those things through watching my parents and watching their relationship with God. They're the reason that I know Jesus today is because they taught me about the Lord. They taught me about relationship with the Lord and what that means and what that should look like. So I'm so very thankful. I'm so very thankful. So I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Because there are a lot of people. We've started off the new year. And yes, we're in February. But there are a lot of people now who life is just happening. Life is happening to you. Life is happening. Things are going. There's a lot going on. And you're like, what is this? What's going on? Well, I want you to be encouraged that even with life happening, you can still thrive in 2025. God's plan and purpose for you is good. There is still hope. You have an expected end. All is not done. All is not over. Don't give up. Hold on. Keep the faith. Continue to stand strong because God is with you. 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 I want you to understand that God is with you. You may feel alone in this moment. You may feel like, oh gosh, what's going on? But I want you to understand that God is with you. Don't lose hope. Don't give up and don't give in. God is with you.